Hey, house guests. Welcome to today's Big Brother Canada 11 Digital Dailies updates.
I don't know.
We're still figuring it out.
I just don't want my phone to talk during the thing because
I know, right?
It did yesterday.
Our house guests of the day are George Lane IV, aka Gio Epe, and Robin S. Yesme.
Oh,
thank you both so much. Thank you for the support. We could not do this without you.
Did I happen to say, oh, hi?
Yes.
Oh, no.
There it is.
There we go. It's done.
Our own gross voices.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. Seriously, George and Robin, so much for your support. We couldn't do it without you, and we appreciate it so much. So if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla.
Yeah.
Yay.
Now I can't find the chat.
Oh, it's there somewhere. Sorry, we look so nasty today. We are in the middle of a snowstorm. I did not have power this morning. I drove through the snow to get here.
We didn't even know if today was going to happen.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing.
Together. I mean, you didn't even have power for a while,
That's
so you couldn't even do anything.
No,
and I didn't have internet this morning, so
yeah, it was a whole thing. But we're here.
Oh, here's the chat.
We're doing this before we do our shoveling. We got the episode tonight, so let's get started. When we left off yesterday, it was pre-POV ceremony. Dan versus Anika versus Renee up on the block. How do you feel about that?
It's a good group.
As in, you want all of them to stay, or it's a good group to all be on the block?
Get out.
Don't let Dan, the door though. I'm enjoying Dan.
Dan's kind of pissing me off a little bit because Dan is lazy, sloppy. He's listening to the Zach.
Yeah, I don't like that part.
Saying, "Don't do anything. You know what? Just lay low."
I like his personality, but
his personality is fun, and I feel really bad for him a lot of the time because he will be connecting with the other house guests. And one of the bros walk in all like swaggering, and all of a sudden
all the attention's on them.
The attention's on the bros, and like Dan is like, "Hey, but we were cooking, right?" And everybody was just like,
"That's so sad."
That's what I've seen in my very short digital daily outlook.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
They don't give me more than that. I only have that to go on, so that's all I know.
Well, that makes
give me more.
That makes me sad for Dan.
It does make me sad. But I still want him to go because he's also kowtowing to the bros as well.
I don't like that. Speaking of the bros, Ty won the power veto, and he was planning to use it on Anika. Oh, my fiance said drive safe or don't drive at all.
Aww.
Thanks, babe. And thanks for the super chat.
Thanks, very sweet. Sean.
I know you just don't want me to come home tonight.
What did I say when you walked in?
What?
If it snowed, Sean will finally have a night to himself. He won't have to try and turn down the volume.
True. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, this is all part of Santina's plan to backdoor John Michael, JM. And this is a plan that was planted in her brain by Zach.
What?
Yeah. Zach is kind of
disappointing,
like running things for now. People are on to him already, though. He's not doing a very good job of keeping his mastermindness a secret.
But I was telling you before, do you agree or disagree with the observation that it seems like Ty is actually doing more work than Zach, but he's doing it in more of a low-key way?
Or like,
so there's less of a target on him.
They're doing the same amount of work, but Ty is way more suave about it. It's giving me Dane versus Poutine Poppy.
Yes.
Poutine Poppy being Ty and Dane being
exactly.
Zach. Right.
Agree.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing. But there are already cracks forming in that big guys alliance. Roberto, Roberto does not trust Zach, and that is making the rest of the guys skeptical of Roberto. I can't wait to see this thing fall apart. I'm having fun with it.
I want to see the wheels come off one at a time.
All right. We also saw yesterday that a few of the house guests are on slop. I don't think they're doing like full-blown have-nots this season with like the room and everything.
No, not yet anyway.
What if the have-not room was the room themed, like Tommy Wiseau, the room? That'd be everything. But anyway.
And nothing all at once.
The people on slop right now. Dan, Anika, Renee. So the three nominees plus Daniel
Right.
I don't know how they came to this
I don't know how he got
conclusion.
roped into that crew.
Yeah, I don't know how they ended up being on slop, but that's what it was. So
Well, not to worry.
we'll get there. So now let's talk about today's digital daily, which was covering the 13th, aka day 10 in the Big Brother
Okay.
house. So,
Which was yesterday.
yes, it started with Ty and Santina chatting in one of the lounge areas, and we now know that the power veto ceremony did already happen, and it went according to plan. Ty used the POV on Anika, and JM went up in her place.
They seemed very unbothered by the whole situation.
I don't know. I feel like there was maybe some sort of like "What?" after.
No, I mean the two of them.
Oh, well,
talking about it.
I think Santina's a little bit nervous that now, like, she's not getting as much attention now that the POV ceremony's over. She doesn't have the power anymore.
She's like the Wicked Witch. You have no power here anymore.
Yeah.
F off.
She notices, people are not kissing her butt as much anymore. Also, I don't think JM was happy about how this went down.
No, he was not.
Because JM and Santina had promised each other, whoever wins, we're not going to go after each other this week.
That's right. And she said, I don't like backdoors.
Yeah. So Ty is telling Santina, don't worry, this was a house consensus. You shouldn't feel guilty. I'm going to go around. I'm going to do some PR for you. I'm going to make sure it's all good. You don't have to worry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for doing that. You're so easy to communicate with. You're great.
Apparently, Claudia had a bit of a reaction to this POV ceremony. We weren't sure at first if it's because she's like close to JM or maybe she just felt like she was left out of the plan.
Maybe
and
a little bit of both, but probably mostly.
We're leaning more towards she felt left out.
Yeah.
Because we've seen her making attempts to get close to Santina. And Santina's like, no, you're not one of the strong guys. Like,
you're not my hungry guys.
Yeah.
You have the Totinos.
Exactly. So I feel like Claudia is not happy. And also Claudia has kind of like a budding showmance with Ty. And I don't know that Ty told her that this was going to happen.
That it's a use man's.
Yeah. So I think she was a little bit upset with how things went down.
I think the information goes one way, but it does not go back the other.
Pretty much. So Santina's like, all right, now that JM is up on the block, he's got to go. Can't have this plan backfire.
You got to go.
Yeah, you got to go. So
yeah, it would be a total fart if it backfired,
but it'd be hilarious.
I almost kind of want it to.
I would love to see it happen. I'd love to see a flip vote like that week 1. Let's do it.
I don't know if it.
We'll see. But in other news, slop time is already over. I thought this was going to be like a week-long thing, and
even a few days.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 24 hours or what.
Actually, it may have been a few days because
maybe we didn't see a few days there.
We have like the lost weekend. I feel like I got blackout drunk this weekend, and I didn't see any Big Brother.
Yeah,
because they only really showed like Sunday.
Yeah, so I don't know how long they were actually on slop, but those sloppers are pumped that they're not on slop anymore. They were eating some muffins that Vanessa made. They were like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Was it like lemon blueberry muffins with some blueberry jam on the side?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it sounded
pretty damn good to me.
Yeah. All right. So after that, a double date
was
being planned. Renee and Hope and Claudia and Ty were going on a double date.
Wait a minute. I thought Hope didn't want to embarrass his girlfriend.
He's gonna embarrass his girlfriend. No, I think the understanding was that their half of the date was not actually like a date.
It was a platana date.
Yeah. Because I heard Renee saying to Claudia, like, oh, yours is actually like kind of for real. Like mine is just like for
kind of for real.
I mean, Claudia and Ty, they're really pushing that showman.
Yeah, but do they even like each other?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe
Claudia
a little bit.
Even like
she might be into Ty, but I don't think Ty's into her like that. I don't know. But yeah, they're planning this double date and they're going to make it a whole thing.
They're going to have servers.
Renee and Claudia are getting all dolled up.
The servers are getting dressed up. They're going to make special food, which is just what everybody else is having for dinner.
But outside.
In the backyard.
And not outside.
Not outside.
Yeah. So we'll come back to that, but we do have some game chat to discuss before they.
Oh, we do?
They showed the dates. Yeah.
Oh, actual game chat.
I know.
How novel.
I know. So Jonathan and Roberto were having a chat in Circle K room.
Snackies.
And Jonathan says he feels like Vanessa is there to mess things up.
Really?
What does that mean?
Just
to make things more difficult for the guys who are just playing a straight, honest game.
Who aren't even really working together. They're just kind of like on the same page.
So Jonathan is advising Roberto, don't give Vanessa any game information. She thinks that the guys have power right now, even though they're not HOH, which is true. And
How
also,
does she find time for gaming with all that vacuuming?
I know, she's always vacuuming and cleaning and cooking. So she really is turning into the mom of the house.
I hate to see it.
I know. So also Jonathan was saying that Vanessa seems to think that Roberto played a role, and all the guys played a role, I guess, in JM going up as the replacement nominee. She's not wrong, and she's not under these guys' spell. Yeah.
They're missed.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds gross.
She can see what's going on. So anyway, in other news, Jonathan is talking about how much he's enjoying Kuzi, and he wants to pull Kuzi in to work with the guys. And I mean, like, go deep into the game with them.
Yeah.
So I want so much more for Kuzi than that.
Didn't Roberto also agree?
He was also saying, like, yes, I really like her. Let's do that.
What was Rob saying about possibly flirting with somebody?
I don't know if he was talking about Shania at that point.
I think it must have been Shania, because I can't imagine who else would be flirting with him. The only one that I see on our small little window is Shania. Mm-hmm. So is he already getting a little distracted?
I don't know. I mean, it's possible, right? We saw some
she's
sparks
not
there.
She's not in with the group.
With who?
The guys.
I mean, she kind of is. She's kind of being strung along by them, I feel like, but she's not like officially in there.
She's not in like Santina's in, who will probably be out on
she's the
Thursday.
HOH. Yeah. But he was like, oh, I don't want to like fake flirt with someone. Like, if it's going to be for real, it's going to be for real, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. So,
do you think he's interested?
I think maybe.
Or do you think Jonathan was saying, just go tie a pork chop around your neck. Let it play with you.
No, I don't know. But Roberto was also talking about how the guys really need to throw people off of their scent, especially if one of them wins HOH next week. They can like nominate one of them. But we've heard the other guys in the group say that as well. And Roberto's usually the one that they're talking about putting up on the block.
Best case scenario for next week would be one of the guys dead ass. And then somebody who's against the guys put two more of the guys.
That'd be sick.
Imagine. Oh my God, I'm getting excited just thinking about that.
I don't want to get too excited though, because like, what are the chances that it would actually happen?
That would be amazing.
Well, you know who doesn't want to win HOH right now?
Jonathan.
Yeah, I've heard him say multiple times now that he's in a good spot right now. He doesn't want to mess it up by winning HOH.
Lazy. Come on.
I mean, I get what he's saying.
Sloppy.
It's not the most exciting thing to watch, but I get why he would want to do that.
Of course. Because whenever you're HOH, yes, you get the power, but you also get
everybody's looking at you.
A good sore ass target on top of you as well.
Everyone's watching to see what you will do. Okay.
Yeah.
Roberto was also talking about Hope. Hope is still being messy right now. Hope brought up to Roberto that maybe they should vote out Dan this week instead of JM.
What?
So the bros are not for that. They don't want that.
I wonder why.
They want JM to go because JM said in the first like few days that if he won HOH, he would target the bros.
Does Hope even know that he's on a show?
Yes, because that's why he's there, because he wants to be like famous.
But he's gonna be famous for doing something stupid.
I don't know. But yeah, Hope, he's all over the place still.
What a mess.
All right. Well, now it's time for the double date. And we're not going to talk about this too much because, like, there's no need. It's filler. It's a filler queen. So Rob and Shania are the servers. They're playing it
Shania-
up, holding one hand behind the back.
Shania had to use the garbage can lid from the
Oh,
slop bucket as her tray because they didn't have another tray. I think Rob was using like one of the cake pans as like a tray.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, good for you guys. Ty and Hope picked up the girls and gave them some dirty, dusty, fake
Toilet
flowers.
from the bathroom, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure what room they were from. But they had like a 2 to 3 course meal in the backyard.
It was 2.5.
Okay. Yeah, because it was
And
salad, apps, and dinner.
Renee, I'm not shaming anybody, but she was freaking hungry, and Hope even noticed.
Because she had just come off a slop.
She was inhaling that food, and she was like, more food, more food. This girl's hungry.
Good for
and
her.
Hope's like, yeah, you can eat.
But you know what was like really annoying during this? Hope's gag that he just like played out to death, where he kept tipping the waiters every single time they came over.
Here's $5,000 for you. Keep the change.
It wasn't funny the first time, and it was definitely not funny all the times after that.
How lame was it that Zach was the restaurant manager and he came around and was like,
well, he's the Kim Kardashian
of
of Ottawa, so. And then
well,
Vanessa,
they're not in Ottawa.
Yeah, Vanessa actually made the meal, so she came out at 1.2 and was like, "Oh, did you like it?"
She had on a chef hat that was homemade, not made at home.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so that was that. It was interesting in a way because Claudia and Ty kind of had a little bit of game talk during it, but not really. I wasn't sure.
I think it was like fake game talk.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
small talk.
What's your strategy in the game? Like, it wasn't like, who would you get rid of? I mean, from what we saw, maybe they did get into it when it was on Renee and Hope. I don't know.
Was it romantic on a scale of 1 to 10?
No.
What would you rate?
I mean, maybe for like being in the BB house. I don't know.
I would say it was a solid 2.
Oh, okay.
On not on
in
Ty's
real life
part.
scale. Oh,
yeah. On Hope. No, the other one, the girl.
Renee.
No,
Claudia.
Yes. On Claudia. Starts with C. Yeah. She seemed to be like enjoying it and having a good time.
I'm sure it was nice to like do something different.
Yeah.
You know, they've been in there for like 10 days now. Just change it up a little bit.
All right, here's a question. Whose outfit was more scandalous? Who wore it more scandalous? JM shorts from yesterday or her toddler-sized dress?
That dress was very tiny.
At one point she said, my shirt. And I thought, yes, yeah, that is a shirt. But no, it was a child-sized dress. And she's short.
Yeah. I mean, she pulled it off though.
When she was laying on the bed later on,
I got so
talking
nervous
to
for her.
JM,
I was like, please don't lay down in that dress.
Thankfully,
like that.
They changed the camera angle so that we couldn't see her hoo-ha. Because it was definitely out.
No. All right, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Next up, we've got JM chatting with Kuzi about the votes. And again, I just feel like these two could be such a force together. But then I think back to how Kuzi sold JM out to Santina. I think the ball was already rolling at that point.
To help her.
Well, she's trying to help JM.
Yeah, right. But she was also trying to help out Santina previously. And now it's like, what are you doing? But she's before we go on, how many people who watch the Digital Daily today noticed that when the couples came out for their dates, there's Kuzi in her robe and headscarf, and she walks across the camera and goes, get me the hell out of here.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Love Kuzi. So
she's hilarious.
JM is telling Kuzi, I think I can get the votes to stay. And he's feeling fairly confident about it. I think you should count those again. He's thinking he'll have Kuzi, Daniel C., Anika, Hope, Jonathan. He thinks he can sway Claudia, Ty, maybe Vanessa.
He thinks if he
No.
Yeah, if he can get to, who's the girl with the short dress again?
Claudia.
Why do I have such a mental block against that? If he can get through to Claudia, he can get Ty.
I don't think so.
No, honey. No.
So JM is also having a hard time with it because he doesn't want any of the 3 nominees to go. So he doesn't want to have to campaign against Renee or Dan, but especially not Dan.
He's
he feels closer to Dan.
fantasizing that there might be a twist or, so that everyone is safe and no one ever goes home.
I don't think so. Yeah. But Kuzi's like, listen, I think you would have more luck trying to campaign against Dan than against Renee because people are freaking shook by how well Dan performed in the POV competition. It's making people nervous. So maybe push that angle.
It's also giving people pause that he is not campaigning.
He's going around and talking to people, but he's not saying anything with any substance. He's like, not talking game with people.
Don't vote for me.
Yeah. And it's also off-putting to people that Dan seems like super confident that he's staying.
I wonder why.
It's not a good look.
No.
So JM is like, I see what you're saying, but like also I really like Dan, so he feels bad about it. And Kuzi's like, you gotta put the friendships aside. Like, this is your life in the game. You gotta focus here. So
is there something romantic going on between Dan and JM? We'll never know.
I don't think so, but you never know. So JM, and I've heard him say this a few times now, he's saying Santina, she got a little cocky with this move. She thinks that she has the votes, but
she does.
She does. So JM starts crying, which made me feel bad.
It's only cocky when you don't have the.
I mean, I think she is cocky this week, but like she does have the votes to back it up.
I think she's always cocky. That's her personality.
Yeah. Well, Kuzi's trying to encourage JM to fight, to stay, do what you have to do to save yourself.
Him not knowing that she threw him under the bus. He starts crying about how Ty said, if anybody could turn this back door around, you could. I'm just clinging on to this right now.
Yeah. And JM was saying it stings a little extra because he and Santina did make that deal that whichever one of them won was not going to target the other. And she also told him, like you said earlier, she does not believe in back doors.
She is a stone cold killer. I feel like she'd put her mother up on the block.
She might.
I mean, it's game, right?
Yeah. So then Kuzi has an important question for JM. If you were to stay this week, who would your target be next week? And JM does not waste any time. He says, Santina.
No!
I'm sorry. As annoying as Santina is this week,
That's
feel
the
like
wrong answer.
You gotta go for the guys. Go with your original gut instinct. Who do you think is calling the shots here? It's not Santina. So he's fallen right into that trap.
Shane Wright, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you so much. That. Yes, thank you for being here.
Yes.
So then JM and Claudia have a chat. Spilling the tea. He says he is going through all the stages of grief right now. And
I think he said he went
through
them all.
Yeah, he's already made it through.
How many more times will he go through it?
I don't know. We've still got a few days left until the eviction. But JM says, all right, this is what happened. Because remember, we said Claudia seemed to have some sort of reaction to this POV ceremony. So JM says, Ty told me that he was doing what the HOH wanted with this POV.
Right.
So Ty was trying to take some of the blame off of himself. And then Santina told JM that Ty decided on his own to use the POV. So she's also trying to remove any blame from herself. So JM's like, who am I supposed to believe here? So he feels like Ty is a straight shooter.
Of course.
And Santina cannot be trusted.
They both suck.
So again, he's saying Santina got cocky. She thinks she has the numbers, but she doesn't. I think she does, though. So JM is crying again about how he doesn't want to campaign against Dan. And Claudia is trying to comfort him. And Claudia also agrees Santina may be on a bit of a power trip right now.
Yeah.
And JM says,
it's over.
JM says a lot of people seem to feel that way. Or at least that's what they're saying to his face.
Yeah.
All right. So then.
How would you feel about Santina going next week?
I want one of the guys to go.
I know, but like.
if that was gonna happen, cool. But like, I would prefer to see one of the bros go.
Which one?
It's tough to say because they're all annoying in their own way. What about you?
I'm gonna go right for the head and say Ty or Zach.
Yeah, I think one of the two of them would be the best option.
Because then I feel like
see everybody scramble.
Yeah, exactly. The other guys, I don't know how much they would stick together without.
They're kind of the
two
glue
of
that
them.
holds that group together. I can see that. All right. Maybe Jonathan would be like the new leader of the guys. I don't know.
I don't see that.
I don't know.
I don't see it.
But anyway, let us know in the chat or in the comments what you would like to see happen next week. So then Kuzi and Ty are having a chat in the Flamingo room. This was pretty brief before the feeds flipped. Also kind of hard to understand what they were saying because I just feel like Ty is a mumbler.
He is a terrible mumbler. And I was like, closed captions, nothing.
Didn't work.
Nothing.
Well, Ty shares that Santina was saying she wants Roberto to go sooner rather than later. And again, I don't know if this is just trying to like Ty's attempt to take some attention off of the alliance or if this is for real. I don't know. But
I think they definitely have some questions about Rob.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some truth there. But at the same time, I think they're really working that to try and hide the alliance as well. Kuzi shares that she's heard some conversations where people are talking about the possibility of maybe keeping JM this week. And Ty was kind of, oh, wait, what? Who was there? She was like, well, I was there. Daniel C was there. I don't know who else she mentioned, but those were the two names that I heard. So yeah, people are talking about it. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, but people are talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's like talking about like, is the sun going to come up tomorrow?
I hope so.
Yeah. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Is there does JM have a shot in hell? No, he doesn't. He really doesn't.
Yeah. Well, speaking of JM, now we have Santina and JM chatting.
Oh, okay. So first they had a piss party.
Yeah, they each had to go to the bathroom. Again, JM is saying, I've been going through a roller coaster of emotions. Yeah, and while he was waiting for Santina to come out of the bathroom, he's whispering to himself, be nice. Don't be mean. Smile. Just be nice. So he's really trying to like make sure he doesn't go off on Santina right now. He's trying to see if he can still salvage something here. So they start their conversation.
But remember, maybe a few days ago, last week, was it Kuzi in their backyard walkabout where she said, what are you going to do if you're up on the block?
And he said he was going to like basically raise hell.
He said he was going to go ballistic and burn the place down.
I haven't seen it yet, unless it already happened and we didn't see it. I don't know.
I haven't either.
Maybe he changed his mind. But yeah, so JM says to Santina, I was hoping that we would work together. I feel like we connected early on. I'm sorry if I like said something that made you feel I would go against you. And Santina says, yeah, I'm really hoping this decision doesn't bite me in the butt.
My giant butt.
She says, yes, we did connect in the beginning, but I don't know, maybe some like people got in my ear or something. Zach.
Yeah.
So JM says, well, if I can get the votes to stay, I'll keep you safe. What do you think about that? I think that's a lie. But anyway.
She also said the reason why I put you up was the lamest ass reason ever.
Well, because he asks her straight up, do you want me out? Like, you could just tell me. It's okay if you do. And she like kind of didn't really answer the question. But she said,
I just put you up because you might have been like a problem for me down the road.
Not now, but down the road.
Yeah.
So basically you're doing somebody else's dirty work.
Exactly.
That's what that is. But JM is like, I think you still have influence this week. I know you're saying that people aren't really like kissing your butt anymore because you don't have any real power. But he's saying, I think you do have influence. I think you could potentially shift the directive and influence people's votes. So that's why he's being nice to her.
I really doubt it. I don't think anybody is listening to what she has to say right now.
I mean, the boys are running the show, right? So JM lets her know, I have to play up this angle right now that I'm mad at you. But if I do stay, I want to work with you. You have skills in this game that I don't.
You.
Yeah.
You can flirt with the guys and they don't want me to flirt with them. Right?
I don't think this is going to convince her.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
I mean, he's trying. He's definitely trying.
He shouldn't be talking to her, though.
He's got to be.
Because she has no power whatsoever.
Yeah.
She's got no vote unless it's a tie. And that is probably unlikely.
Yeah.
So he should really be talking to people who have a vote.
Yeah.
Not her.
Well, I mean, it's still good to talk to the HOH too. So, sometimes
I wouldn't waste my time.
Sometimes people, especially early on, are like, I want to do what the HOH wants because that's what you do in this game. I don't know. But
I hate that strategy, by the way.
I know. Santina's like, I would have to put like a lot of trust in you if you were going to be staying. And
well, get it together, girl.
JM was like, well, I don't know what I can say to get you to trust me. He also mentioned that he feels like Zach is playing a lot of people right now. And this was kind of like just a throwaway thing. They didn't really spend a lot of time talking about that, but
he hadn't even realized that Zach is in the group. Because when he was sitting there with the girl who I can't remember her name,
Claudia,
he was mentioning all of the people that he thought was in that Santina group. And he did not mention Ty or Zach.
Really interesting.
Right?
I don't remember. But I'll take your word for it.
I know for sure not Zach, but I think Ty might have also been like in that group as well.
Sneaky.
So like what's so obvious to us, the guys group, is probably not quite as obvious in the house. But I mean, from what I've seen on the feeds with all the guys freaking hanging out all the time, I think I would have been picking up on this very quickly. Especially
how they're like, we're not working together. Yeah. It may look like it, but we're not working together.
Yeah.
Anyway, another just quick game chat that we heard. Kuzi, Anika, Jonathan, and Shania, they're all chatting about this week's vote. And they admit Dan's campaign pitch, not very good. It's pretty weak. He's not making anybody any promises. He's not really talking much game with people or saying what he would do. But on the other hand, they feel like the consensus is for JM to go this week, and everybody wants to be on the right side of the vote, especially this early on. So it's not looking good for JM at this point. But, we've still got 2 days left into the eviction, so maybe he can get something going with the campaigning.
3 days when you consider that this was yesterday's news.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Good point. So he's got some time still. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here, but right now, not looking good. So.
Oh, well.
Let us know your thoughts.
What a disappointment.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on this digital daily. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. We will be back tonight for an episode chat.
We gotta go shovel some snow.
Yeah, we gotta shovel.
It's heavy as hell too. It's wet.
So, thank you all for being here. Thank you to our super chatters, Sean
and
Shane Wright.
Sean and Shane.
Yeah. Thank you. And until next time.
Much love.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 Oh, you're so awkward.